And we're live. I have not been live on YouTube in so long. I've just been way too busy organizing my life of everything, especially having a horse and trying to learn as much as I can about the human body and help you guys. And of course, help myself and my mom and working out. Now, let's get on to it. Why these carnivore diets are going to frack you up. It's not the diet itself, it's actually the application of it. And it's just it's interesting watching the carnivore community just literally fall apart. I'm just saying. So I'm waiting for you guys to come into the chat and get this started. Okay, if you guys are here, say hello. We're waiting for the chat to pick up on everything. Hopefully there's no echo. You guys can hear me okay, and just let me know if everything's going all right. Now, let's get on to it. So for weeks, I've been trying to figure out this whole reason why people, A, are getting diarrhea doing a carnivore diet, and B, they are starting to develop worse histamine responses from eating an all-meat diet. What's up, everybody? Love to see you guys here. What's up, Gary? How are ya? It's been a long time since I've gone live on YouTube, so I just want to say hello. Gary's so awesome. He sent me all this lovely, lovely food and elk and deer and salmon and pork. How lucky am I, right? Okay. Hi, Christine. So, and Tina from Germany. Okay, so I've been thinking about this. You know, keto, that was already confusing, right? Then people started like leaning over to the carnivore side, and I did carnivore for just about shy of a year. So I did it about 9 months. And I had the diarrhea like everyone else. But then what actually really threw me off was this. Hi, everybody coming in. And Rebecca. What threw me off was the fear, right? Heart palps increasing. And then the freaking fear of having my electrolytes tank, which started happening for sure. Okay. And this started when I was on my trip to Bali. I actually did a 3-city tour in Australia and I started feeling crappy. That's when I was like, whoa, I don't feel good, right? It was summertime. It was summertime. It was hot. It was summertime there. It was really hot. I actually went to South Africa and then I came back for 2 months and then went off to Australia in this stress to do a 3-city tour. And then from Australia, I went to Bali. And that whole trip, especially when I got to Bali, my body was like, you're done. Okay, you're done. Yeah, you are done. My electrolytes had completely tanked. I was nauseous. And these were the symptoms, right? I mean, I've been on keto forever and I never had experienced such worse symptoms until I went carnivore. Hi, John O'Connor and Gabrielle. And I was like, what's wrong with me? So I literally was like, oh my God, I've got some Himalayan salt with me. And I like dumped it in a glass of water and I drank it. I was like, okay, I feel better. It's definitely the electrolytes, right? And that's around the time that my skin, I'm not even kidding, started to develop melasma. Well, you do the Google search and everyone is like, oh, melasma is hormones. But then I went back and I did 5 full panel hormonal tests. And the doctors are like, why do you keep wanting tests? You are good to go. Your hormones are awesome, actually, for being the right age of what? What, you guys? 53. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm not feeling well. So, thank you, MB. What is it? Is it BB? Capital B, small b? Okay. So I'm like, what's going on here? So that's when I'd always spoken about electrolytes and anti-nutrients in foods. But now Steph's kicked into gear. Like, I need to really talk about this, but I need to learn. So I decided to go off of carnivore and to start adding. Oh, my legs were swelling. Legs were swelling. Okay. And I was like, okay, this is my electrolyte. So I started eating avocado and taking extra magnesium glycinate and actually transdermal, which is the spray, magnesium, cramps. I mean, I was a mess from that trip. And skin started hyperpigmenting. And I was like, I wonder if these two things have to do with each other. Now, most people would say no, but clearly, everything's connected. This is connected to this. It's all connected. And so I started to talk more about upping and balancing, right? That shirt though. I started talking about balancing your electrolytes. And that was like my new crusade. Make sure you get sodium, potassium, magnesium, and now calcium. But as you guys see on the title of this video, that's not all, right? I'm still in a quagmire. I'm still between a rock and a hard place because I went off of carnivore strict and called myself an avivore. Still doing keto, and it has to be a high-fat carnivore diet because you run into the problems. So let's go into what those problems are, because this storytelling pretty much drives me into, and I'll get to you, Lars. You must be dansk, eller snaggedansk, or norsk. So then, like, if I go and really think about what's going on today, now my big thing is mast cell activation, POTS disorder, and things connected to the thyroid, and then that whole histamine intolerance. Let's do this now, okay? We're going to crush this stuff. So I was watching Carnivore Yogi. That's my homie. So you guys go to her channel and give her some love and subscribe. She's doing some great interviews. So one of the interviews she did was with a man named Morley Robbins, blah, blah. So I'll answer your question soon. Jag ska svara fråga snart. All right. So I was listening today. I was listening to her interview, and he was talking about because my big thing was people eating carnivore now developing histamine intolerance, like worse, right? And I was like, it's the lack of fiber. It's the lack of fiber. Yes, I believe that is true, but that's not all. I didn't understand. Minerals are connected to everything. Like up this stream, you guys. Don't forget to like up the stream. It's been a hot minute since I've been doing a live. I actually don't have time, but I just felt compelled to talk to you guys live, answer some questions, and then bounce to my horse. So I first thought like, okay, this is like a fiber problem. No, that's not what it is. It's not just a fiber problem. And he said something that just slammed me in the head like a friggin' iron pan. What he said was, thank you. These are my melasma protection hats. Somebody said, I like your hats. So if I'm going to wear big hats, they're going to be stylish as frack. All right. So what he said was to watch your minerals and vitamin C, especially copper, right? Because that copper production is going to help with your diamine oxidase production. Now, this is an enzyme that is designed to break down histamine, right? Because there's a really big difference. Well, it's similar between POTS, not POTS, but MACAS, the mast cell activation syndrome. People have like allergy symptoms to food, the gut wall, but then the enzymatic development and utilization to help you with histamine, with this inflammatory response. And people often do carnivore because they're trying to escape plants that were giving them a histamine response. which, you know, because plants have a lot of anti-nutrients in it. And yeah, and they're fracking people up big time. And so they get a relief doing carnivore and all of this. And these gurus, here's the point. The gurus will tell you guys, eat a ton of meat, you're going to be fine, just eat some muscle meat. And people, just like the whole vegan thing, they feel great in the beginning, but then after a while, they start feeling like, what? Shite. And I was just scratching my head. Why? And then I came to this understanding. You guys are not able through Morally Robbins, you are not able to make enough diamine oxidase to clear out this inflammatory response to histamine, which will leave you like mucus, headaches, heart palps, bloated, swelling, eye swelling, like swelling everywhere, rashes, just depression. This is what histamine does. I mean, it messes you up. Like you can't sleep, you freaking get rashes, you get mucus buildup, you get stomach aches and headaches and pain in the shoulder blade from histamine. And then people are like trying to go back to eating a bit of plants for, let's say, their electrolytes, let's say like avocado, and for the potassium, and they can't. And this is what happened to me eating carnivore for almost a year, then going over back to keto. I was like, I couldn't eat an avocado. I couldn't eat broccoli. I couldn't eat any of it. Like I'd bloat so bad. I was like, no, I ain't trying to do that. No. Mm-mm. So I started microdosing. So I'm going to do another video about microdosing and how to microdose to get your body to allow foods that you used to eat before carnivore so you can eat them again. So it's called microdosing. It's sort of baby stepping your way back up to eating that food again. But why in the frack do you even have to microdose? Because people who do carnivore tend to do what? They tend to eat a lot of red meat, right? A lot. Beef preferably. And they feel good in the beginning on that red meat. But then over time, a problem happens. Now let's look at why. Beef is going to be limited in certain nutrients, key nutrients that you need for your electrolytes, like potassium, like copper. And not only copper, but the copper, selenium, zinc balance that you need. But it's loaded in iron. So Morally Robbins is like, yeah, you loaded in iron. You need copper to help the iron overload get into the tissues and to help with this diamine oxidase production. And I was like, I'm an autodidact, and that's it. Okay. Before it's proven that that's it, that's what I believe is it. That's it. And that's why you can never, ever, ever do a carnivore diet on a bunch of red meat without including organ meats to balance out your minerals. Zinc, copper, iodine, zinc, copper, selenium, and iron. That's what you have to balance out. Because if you don't, the body completely is offset. And people refuse to understand the absolute critical and importance to certain minerals and micronutrients in foods. Thinking that you can eat a mono food and you're going to be fine. No one's going to be fine. No one. So you do a carnivore-ish, quasi-carnivore. Don't let anybody harass you or bother you to be one of these purists in that sense, because being a purist with carnivore could mess you up like beyond measure. Not only the thyroid, not only the fact that people are eating 2 pounds of beef and not getting enough fat to even be in ketosis, but the fact that people's electrolytes get off, they start having byproducts of protein waste products in their kidneys and their GFR lowers. And now this freaking histamine reaction, and then you can't eat plants anymore because you're eating 2 pounds of beef. It can't be like that, people. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're like me, sub-equatorial. Yo, I got brown skin. My body wasn't eating carnivore 24 hours a day. No. There was a lot of diversification of animals and as well as plant matter. So you guys must use your critical thinking. Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody. Just use your critical thinking like I did to realize. You do so many consultations where people are like, I can't eat a frickin' vegetable again. Why? And people often complain, and they were complaining to carnivore yogi, oh, you're always saying what's difficult. Because a lot of gurus make everything sound easy. Basically, what I'm criticizing, you do the opposite, the inverse. Don't eat 2 pounds of beef. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do to your health. And people will promote it. What's up, Ling? What's up, girl? People will promote it, and just the same thing, like 1 meal a day. Now the study came out with the intermittent fasting that is damaging people, but people weren't listening until the study came out. You know what I'm saying? That people are like, when the true numbers are coming out, the people damaging their endocrine system, which is their hormonal system, and you can't even convince people. Once people drink the Jim Jones Kool-Aid, there is no return. You will tell people straight in the face what's really going on, and they will not listen. Not with politics, not with social groups. Shall they be nameless? Starting with the color of my shirts. Okay? And I am a Black person who's got their eyeballs open to what's really going down. But I digress. So I really wanted to go and do this rant about making sure that you guys do organ meats if you're going to do a carnivore strict diet. That means liver and also thymus. Thymus is even better than liver because people have less of a histamine response to thymus, which is low in copper, right? Which is going to help you with diamine oxidase or DAO to help take down that histamine response so you can eat a freaking thing of broccoli again, for frack's sake. It's not just the gut wall anymore, you guys. It's the utilization of your minerals. Because if they're not telling the cells what to do, that gut wall is not going to heal. True story. So yes, the gut wall matters, right? The gut wall matters. Having enough stomach acid matters. That really matters. You need to have tight junctions, right? For that gut wall to perform properly. But to be able to absorb your minerals, you can't eat a bunch of red meat and be high in iron that you're not utilizing. You need copper to offset the iron. So you can use the iron so it doesn't get trapped. So it's used. You know, a lot of people are developing hemochromatosis on a carnivore diet, which is like their iron overload. And this is what I believe is making your histamine response worse and catering to a mast cell activation, which we don't want to go there from histamine intolerance to mast cell activation, because once you get mast cell activation, dude, you fracked. True story. All right, guys. So make sure you get your high fat you want to keto adapt and have high fat so your endocrine system doesn't tank and that your body's running on a good viable source of energy so you can keep your immune system strong, as well as taking thymus to help your T cells and to get that copper in your diet so you can get your diamine oxidase going, and your kidney, because kidney and thymus are loaded in copper. And what do those things do? Help you with diamine oxidase to clear out that freaking histamine because you're having mucus and you've got headaches and you've got heart palps, you feel like crap, even as you go deeper into your carnivore diet or even try to go back to plants. So I'll go more into the thyroid and all these other types of things later. But as you know, I need to go take care of my horse, and I'm going to take some questions, and then I'm going to bounce with it. So let's see what some of the comments are. Anybody on the replay? Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone live, and I really restrained from saying hello to people, so don't biatch at me when I finally do answer the comment section, because, you know, I just feel very fortunate and grateful that you guys are even here to follow my black ass. Okay. Thank you, water fast Jones. Don't water fast though. I love you too much for that. Super sticker, thank you. Don't water fast, do not fast, guys. It is another ploy to get you guys to lose weight and destroy you. Our hunter-gatherers fasted because they didn't have a choice. But I'm going to tell you one thing, y'all. If they did fast, they rested. And that's what we don't do today in the modern time. And our gut walls are obliterated. Our soils are demineralized, which is why y'all need to get your organ meats for your minerals. Well, except for potassium. Potassium is the tough one. All right. Thank you, BJ Bumblebee. So many options on how much protein. They all get it wrong because nobody's talking about ketosis. They're like, they don't know. And they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I know I'm speaking with a big opinion here, but at least you guys have a catalog of thousands of videos over 11 years on the internet talking about keto. So, at least uh, at least I've had some experience in my, verbose big mouth. Yes, that's right. Because my ass is 53, I remember Kiss, right? And that's no symbol. Just people don't read into stuff. All right, here we go. Let's get some questions here. So we got John saying good morning. Ray says always so hard watching you. Ray, it's because I haven't gone live in like, I don't know, like 5 months or something. The buff carrot. That's funny. Thank you. Let's see. Why low energy on keto carnivore? Let's highlight this stuff. Okay. So why low energy on keto carnivore with avocado, even trying really hard to balance electrolytes and having blood sugar high and high ketones, having low blood sugar. I don't know how low that is. So, and just because ketones doesn't mean that, and high ketones can be too high. So if you're over a 3, they're too high. How long should adaptation take? Everybody's different. Lars. Snaga du dansk eller norsk eller svensk? Yeah. Yeah, that looks Danish. Norwegian. Low energy cannot be from not having enough fat and not getting enough fat in your diet from not being ketotic. It can be from not having the right type of electrolytes, and avocado is not enough. You've also got magnesium and sodium that you have to balance out perfectly, and often calcium. You need your minerals, like I said, from organ meats, and the fat is super important, and sleep and rest and all this kind of stuff. Let's see. Don't forget to like up the stream, guys. Again, okay. Let me see. I tried carnivore for like 3 days until I had to stop because I kept feeling lightheaded. That's your electrolytes, Gabrielle. That's I keep telling people. You eat a carbohydrate starch-less diet, and your body loses a lot of minerals via the kidneys because you're dropping water too quickly, and then people aren't balancing out their electrolytes. And that's another reason why people feel sick, weak, tired, and all this kind of stuff. So you said you're adding salt and magnesium. I don't know what type. I don't know what type of salt. And you didn't talk about calcium or potassium or water intake. Let me see here. Hi, Stephanie. Switch from grass-fed butter to grass-fed tallow, and the fatigue is gone. So obviously you're having histamine response to the butter because the whey and casein still left in the butter. Chase Arrow, which I haven't seen for a while. It's OB to the channel. I need to hear this. I went back to low carb by fat by adding rice, back, and immediately I had issues of waking up dizzy and severe headaches. Yeah, sounds like histamine. So people who can't do rice on a histamine, try different rice. There's jasmine rice, different types of whiter bleached out rice. Or you can try yellow squash, or you can try to eat every couple of hours doing a carnivore, keto, high-fat carnivore with a slight little bit of, so it's carnivore-ish, okay? And if people don't like, the carnivore community doesn't like it, suck a hot dog. So bad. Let me see here. I did carnivore for 5 months, had a colonoscopy this week, and found out that I had holes in my colon from not having enough vegetable and fiber. Okay, Robin, that's a lie. Okay, I don't believe that at all. You don't know. It's not. Fiber actually can damage the gut wall. So when these conventional doctors, they don't know anything about diet. No, you wouldn't. I mean, did you do a colonoscopy before you did carnivore? The carnivore is not the thing that gave you, would you say? You had colonoscopy this week and found out that I had holes in my colon. So you're talking your large intestine? I don't believe that it was from the lack of fiber. It could have been from too much muscle meat and not enough fat to help with the digestion and motility of the food that you were eating. And maybe perhaps combined with the lack of a little bit of fiber, but fiber actually can just ruin your colon as well, which these dum-dums don't tell you that. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Let me see. Thank you, Stephanie. You're giving me the right advice. I'm learning hard way, but listening to you for a while, getting my act together. I love my liver. Yes. And sweetbreads. Yes, which is thymus. Thymus of a young animal, a sheep, goat, and calf. Eating kidney. Yes. And it's got to be fresh for those who got super histamine issue, like almost fresh slaughter. Sorry for the wording, but it is what it is. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. This woman is amazing. This is funny. This one is amazing. I love you, Steph. Thank you so much. Nancy, thank you. I come across as tough, but I'm really a softie deep down inside. Let me get this righted. Okay. See here. For 90 grams of protein, for example, what are the optimal proportions divided into 3 or 2 portions? Jean San Sébastien David. Jean, I can't even Sébastien David. If you're a guy and you want 90 grams of protein, so let's look at the protein, right? So if you're doing keto, it's going to be about, let's say if you're doing like, well, a cut of beef. It depends on what cut of beef it is. If it's a fattier cut of beef with the bone, we've got to look at that. But we want about, if you're a guy, 4 to 6 ounces, depending on your height, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or you can split it up by having like meat broth, which will help you with potassium. If you don't have a histamine response to it, because some people do, you could have, that will have about, I don't know, negligible, about 5 grams of protein. Some people will eat a little bit of protein, ground meat, if they have hypoglycemia on a carnivore diet or keto. They'll do they'll do ground beef with a little bit of fat to keep their blood sugar stable, and then that would cater to your total protein of 90 grams a day. So all you have to do is take a cut of meat, Google how much is in it, and then you would split that up to 90 grams a day if you're doing 90. But that would be for a taller guy. If you're in France, that would be over 2 meters. You know, if you're not, you're shorter, then I would not be going up to 90. I would keep it more like 80-ish. The whole self. You see, I have not been able to find any thymus here. You can go to Ancestral Supplements. Now, I am sponsored by them. They do have a discount code, which is Steph Keto, one word, capital S, capital K, on the Steph Keto. And that will give you discount on thymus. If you get the thymus from Ancestral Supplements, please put it in the refrigerator, if not the freezer, because if you've got any issues with diamine oxidase production, the bacteria with it sitting on the counter will make it null and void. It'll void it out. Maybe Ancestral Supplements, yeah. How much protein stuff, Rose, if you're a woman? 50 to 60. If you're really short, maybe a little under 50, around 50 grams a day split up. All day, don't intermittent fast. It's just the dumbest thing. Sorry, I hate to, what happened to the Greek guy? The Greek guy fell off, is eating bad, gained his weight back, and having to deal with the Charade Rona. Don't be twisted, people. Yes, I said the words. He has to deal with like working from his job at home, and that's that. We're still there. He was supposed to come to the ranch and just hang out. Maybe I'll do like a quick live there so you guys can see the Greek guy again. I gotta go soon, guys. My doctor is concerned about my cholesterol. Well, tell your doctor, Water Fast Jones, to go read a book. I'm sorry, to go work with people to learn about nutrition. Tell him to go read a book about nutrition. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Okay, because my cholesterol is 400, but I have a clean as a whistle arteries. It's about your calcium score, which is how much calcium is in the blood. Because if there are rocks floating around your blood, they're pretty much going to cake on the wall of your arteries. And if you have normal blood pressure, if you're funky and you're fresh and your resting heart rate is awesome, don't worry about that stupid number. I started carnivore August 1st, have psoriasis. Should I eat more protein or fat? I've tried increasing my fat, so I got nauseous. That sounds like your gallbladder, Lisa. So you have to go and work that out with your gallbladder. And it's not about increasing your protein and fat for psoriasis. It's making sure what is aggravating the psoriasis, and even some of the carnivore foods can do that. So you've got to go and do an N=1 experimentation and test and check what you're eating and if you're reacting to it by microdosing and rotating foods around. Hi, what blood test should I be getting since being on keto for 4 months? Checking everything. Okay. Check your calcium score, check your insulin, check your A1C, and check your the acronyms are going out of my head now. The GFR, your kidney filtration rate. Hi, Stephanie. Actually following a low carb, high fat, but let me see this better. But the degree of constipation goes beyond endurance. my endurance. Yeah, you could be low in magnesium. So try magnesium citrate if you don't react to it as a start, and up that fat on low carb, high fat. Thank you, Lisa. All right, guys, it's time for me to go, or else you guys know I will never get off of here and I'll never get anything done. But I appreciate everybody who came into this chat. It's been a very long time since I've gone live, only due to time constraint reasons. You guys know that I want to leave this state, my beautiful state of the Titanic, California. It's the Titanic. And I love this place. I love it, but I don't love what's being done to it. I can't anymore. And with the soaring prices due to taxpayers having to pay for everything, I won't be able to afford a ranch for like 25,000 years. So I'm out. It's time for me to go and live my best life with my horse. And of course, horses, because I'm going to get a couple. And just one thing I really want to suggest you guys is you can't heal unless you make that mind-body connection. Like sometimes you just got to have an effort moment and don't allow stress to get to you, because that will weaken the gut wall. That will create high cortisol, which will weaken the gut wall. You won't be able to sleep properly and have your properly and get your body to start healing. C-reactive protein is good, but that's great. That's great. But check other things too. You could, because I could bump my elbow like that and my C-reactive protein will spike, and then I go take a blood test and it's subjective. So make sure you check everything else. I'm 24, but you are too hot. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Not too bad for an old lady with some abs, right? Should I show the abs? Okay. I'm not an old lady. I got the gains, right? I'm not an old lady. Not yet. I really love living my best life in my 50s, because I can live my life like I'm in my 30s, and then sort of learn from all the stupid things that I did when I was younger, but not be persuaded and bullied into following what other people think that I should do, which it's so easy these days to fall into that trap. So, you guys got to treat yourself better. Definitely. I'm not sure. I might be going to Texas, but it is way too hot. Maybe Tennessee. It's very weird because I'm such a Cali girl. I'm not politically a Cali girl, but I am such a Cali girl. It's weird to move to the middle of the country, but anything for my horse. Y'all know that I love that horse a lot. Like, he's a special horse. If you should go to my Instagram at Stephanie Ketogenic and take a look at him. Go there right now. He's so dope. But also there on my stories, I do a lot of, every day I do health knowledge stuff, which I'm going to do one right now before I go to the ranch. And then also, if you guys want to sign up for my course where I do cover low carb, high fat now, because as you can see, a lot of people aren't making it on these ketogenic and carnivore diets. And it's the subject: mineral deficiency, electrolyte deficiency, fat deficiencies, not knowing how to microdose and rotate your foods to get over your leaky gut. I just turned in and sounds like you are moving. Yes, I think I'm going to move. And no, I know I am. It's just it's the timing of when. And I'm really excited, you guys. I'm already starting to talk to real estate agents in different states. You guys, for me to move, I need a couple things. I need mountains because I can't do flats. So I thought I'd move here, hill country in Texas, which those aren't really mountains, but Texas, the mountains of Tennessee. I require it to not be 20,000% humidity over 100 degrees. I can't do that. So I can't do Arizona. It's just, I can't do that, you guys. This summer was the hottest summer in California. We were hitting an average of 110 every day, and I'm done. For 4 months of that heat, no. And I don't like to do the cold. I moved to Wyoming. That's my favorite landscape, but that's too cold in the winter for my house. But mountains, valleys, rivers, and not too cold and not kill you too hot. So that might be the whole Tennessee, although Texas is hot. But if you're living up on one of the mountain hill-ish, it's not as hot. So still on the West Coast, less humid. No, the West Coast is filled with right side of the street people, and I'm done. And I'm a black person, so I can say I'm done with politics. I'm done. And look what they've done to California. They ruined it. They ruined it. It's destroyed, so I cannot anymore. I got to go. I cannot be here. I could technically stay here, but I want to move on and move forward. I live in Arizona, you're right. It's weird that you just, I can't. Like, because when you have a horse, you're outside all day. So you're like dying. You know, you're not like, oh, I'm going to go inside and have some like air conditioning. No, you're outside. So that's fine. All right, guys. Thank you so much for today. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who took the time to check in on me. And I'll still be here trying to make time to pump out great content, things that I've learned. You're in Arizona, so I do others. Everybody in Arizona is like, it's too hot. Yeah, people say Arizona, you know, and I don't really like extreme cold, so I can deal with, oh, it drops down to freezing a couple days and pops back up. But under freezing every day for months. I lived in Sweden and in Europe for literally years, not months, but years. And that is the reason why I speak Swedish. I'm done. That cold weather in the North Pole scarred me for life. I can't. Not with my little golden chocolate brown ass. Virginia is okay with what? Cold and heat. I need mountains though. Yeah. So Virginia is a possibility, but yeah. Thank you guys again. And you know me, I can never shut up. So I'm gonna shut up right now. And you guys have a wonderful day. And I get to see my horse because I got some energy at 53 and over 13 years solid straight on keto. No plans to go back to the calves. I'm out, guys. Thank you.